Alrighty, guys. So we got a couple of very interesting commits on November 29th of 2024. And this one is the solution at quarterback for Texas A&M. This is the quarterback, okay, that it's not Hassan Longstreet, but this is one of the quarterbacks that, this is the replacement of Hassan Longstreet. And it essentially is Brady Hart. So Hassan Longstreet, as you guys are familiar with that are Texas A&M fans, he's from Corona, California. He was a 6'1.5", really like elite thrower of the ball, a 5-star quarterback on 24/7. He ends up going to USC because Julian Lewis decommitted. So now the dominoes allowed for an open spot for the Texas A&M Aggies, and they get this very young player, Brady Hart. And I'm going to, tell you the strengths of his game, areas he can improve, what he can do, what he might have trouble doing. All right. So right here we look at Hart, and he's 6'3". I think he even plays taller. I think that the guy looks like he's 6'4". And by the way, this kid reclassified. So when he's going to be attending campus, he's going to be 17 years old. It's a popular thing to do. It's what Quinn Ewers did. It's what, of course, Ryan Williams is doing. These are the elite talents. But Brady Hart throws a very good football. The strengths of his game, he puts the football in the bucket. So there's a really nice throw. That's a throw that you've seen Marcel Reed make in this Collin Klein offense. He reminds me a little bit of Will Howard actually throwing the football. Now, Will Howard is a lot bigger. So this quarterback is built like a Matt Ryan. He's built very, very thin. Okay, and he's going to have to work on pocket movement. He's a strict pocket passer, but he's a big guy. He's going to get more agile, and I like the fact that he's younger because then, again, you kind of have that upside. And right now, Marcel Reed is the quarterback at A&M, so he's going to have time to sit. But looking at Brady Hart there, he has really good footwork. I love that he throws the football down. I love that the guy is 6'4", that he can throw the ball down into checkdowns, that he attacks the middle of the field. If you're a short quarterback, you don't usually do that. I love quarterbacks that can throw the ball and feather them into tight windows across the middle of the field that are not just going to throw the football outside. All right? So he's kind of a pocket passer. He's, some quarterbacks are going to get out and move and run and scramble. He's a guy who's going to utilize the pocket. His release is pretty good, a little bit of a wind-up release, but hey, that looks like a little Carson Beck here. A little Carson Beck, a little seed right in the middle of the field. Good slant route, hits it. We haven't even got to the strengths here of his game. Let's see if we see the throw. So you can see that he's accurate. Okay, he's a timing-based quarterback. He's got a throw of anticipation, which is what he does beautifully there. As this has been repped, this is tough. There's 3 guys all around this receiver. This is a trust throw. You have to have your receiver, come into this window or else it's going to be a turnover, okay? But he does that brilliantly there. So there's some things I like. I like the accuracy. I like the height. Is he a little thin? Absolutely. Can he get hit and fumble the football in the pocket? Is he just going to be sitting back there? Sure. But he has good arm strength. There's some guys who have unbelievable arm strength. There he makes a play out of structure. He has a very good touch on the deep ball. That's the strength of his game. Like, very good touch and accuracy on the deep ball. I'm sure that we're going to see more of that here in this tape. Yep, there you see a little bit of it, okay? That's a very good throw to the outside number. I think that A&M is perfect because I think that at A&M he's going to have a chance to, again, to sit and figure out what throws he can and cannot make. And I think that if he's ready, I think that he's a little bit like Chris Vizina at Clemson. I think that he can really, really wait a little bit. And then when he sees the field, bam. Like, look, that's a tight, accurate spiral down the right hash where only his guy can get it. He has to have very good protection, okay? Somebody who needs to be confident when he takes the field. Because unlike maybe a Marcel Reed who could get out and run and scramble if the offensive line isn't great, he's going to have to get used to SEC speed, but that's why he's a development quarterback. But when he comes in there, if he has the scheme, if he's decisive, he can be a killer at Texas A&M. So a lot of it's going to depend on development because he has a good arm, he has very good size and height, he's accurate, throws with great touch. There are wonderful qualities in this quarterback. But if he's rushed too early, if he's under pressure, if he's going to see ghosts, if he's going to get hit and he's very thin and not that fleet of foot, that's going to stunt your development as an SEC quarterback. I mean, you're going up against Oklahoma, LSU, so many, teams. So I think for Marcel Reed, it's very good that he's going to be starting at quarterback. Hassan Longstreet is just, the type of wow quarterback, but I think that this is a very good get for A&M. Again, in the process, it's not easy, and they got a good developmental quarterback. He was actually committed to Michigan, but then because of Bryce Underwood, first of all, I think A&M has a much better offensive coordinator than, no offense, than Michigan's. So I think that the spot is better as well. I think the quarterback room of Marcel Reed, Marcel Reed has so much maturity. Him and Wiegman couldn't have been better in a room together, going back and forth, and so many guys would have gotten their feelings about the situation there. But overall, like the player, has a real chance to be a starter and has a chance to be effective, okay? If he was a little taller, he'd play a little bit like Joe Flacco. Now, Joe Flacco has a really, really big arm, but he can be efficient, right? You see some Carson Beck in these slant routes, right? You see like that's impressive. Come on. If he was playing in the ACC, like if he's going to Wake or NC State, I'd say put him on the field by the end of freshman or sophomore year. But he's going to SEC ball at A&M. So if he was going to NC State or Wake or even Syracuse, he would absolutely have a chance to start as a sophomore. He would even at the back half of his freshman year. But he's going to A&M, so that's more of a long-term, I'm going to develop, I'm going to see the best defenses. I really hope it works out at A&M. I'm going to see if I see the field. If not, I can always, I'm always going to be, decent as a transfer product. And that's that. And I think it's going to be very, very good for his development. He's mature. He's like, I'm leaving high school a year early. If I stayed a year later, I can maybe even entertain more options now that it was unfortunate what happened to Bryce Underwood. So he had a chance to stay and reclassify till later. But he wants the challenge, and you got to give it up to Brady Hart. So, all right, so we kind of really see Brady Hart's game, right? We see it. And in the SEC, again, he throws with anticipation, right? If he gets developed and Collin Klein can develop quarterback, he's a different style quarterback to a Marcel Reed. He's really accurate. He has strengths. Like Reed's throwing was all right in high school, got so much better. This guy is an accurate quarterback. He's going to have to beat you from the pocket and then extend a little bit when he has time. All right, guys, Brady Hart. Congrats to Brady and Texas A&M Aggie.